Hello, I'm Eli Gumbel, welcome to Warwick Weekly. New research from University of Warwick economics professor Andrew Oswald has revealed a potential link in a future rise in home ownership and unemployment. Drawing on evidence gathered in the US, he determined that increased home ownership invariably leads to a slump in employment, citing examples of states where unemployment had doubled if home ownership had too. Oswald determines people's lack of mobility when in possession of a fixed abode as the reason for the effect on labour markets. He also suggested an unwillingness to commute or local people's generally negative opinion of incoming businesses may also be important factors. This phenomenon is present worldwide. Oswald points out the example of Spain, where home ownership rests at a whopping 80% while unemployment remains 27%. Conversely, unemployment in Switzerland is a mere 3% and this could be due to home ownership being at the 30% mark. Oswald suggests that for the next generation of graduating students, renting may be the best option even in the long term. It would appear that Warwick University is a hotspot for young poker playing talent, with some of the country's best young poker players hailing from our campus. One of these players is Alex Miller, a player whose interest in the game began at university and developed through his involvement with Warwick's Poker Society. Since graduating, he has gone on to be named Best of the British Isles. The reason for the success amongst the Society's alumni is unclear, but it could be attributed to a particularly successful group of students who several years ago placed the Society on the poker world map. The Society's president, James Jose, has accredited Warwick's prowess to regular tournaments taking place every Wednesday in term time and the fiercely competitive Warwick Series of Poker that runs in March. The club also has regular visits from professional players and successful alumni. A recent study by the Royal Academy of Engineers has suggested that the shortage of students graduating with degrees in science, technology, engineering and maths is leaving the UK trailing behind in global innovations. A scarcity in engineering students is a particular worry. Although 23,000 engineers graduate annually, India is producing 8 times as many, while China leads with almost 20 times this figure. However, Warwick's engineering department has seen a dramatic increase in undergraduate applications. Figures for 2013-14 entry show applications across all engineering disciplines up by 8.4%. A spokesman for the engineering department told the board, "We are working hard to change the perception of engineering, challenge outdated negative views of the profession, ensuring we address diversity issues." Indeed, Warwick is above the national average for the number of female undergraduate students on engineering programmes. It's clear the department's strong industrial links make Warwick's engineering courses particularly attractive and increase student employability. Finally, experts from the University of Warwick's physics department have revealed the key to the perfect curry. The research has found the golden ratio of 1 to 1 to 1 in terms of meat or vegetable, rice and sauce ensures the correct blend of textures and flavours in each forkful. Commissioned to carry out the research by Tilda Basmati Rice, Warwick's Dr. Mark Hadley divulged how the size of the plate and the density of the rice were integral factors in this winning formula. There must be as much air as rice when laid out on the plate. The aesthetics of a plate of curry were also detailed in the research. The plate must be a standard 27 centimetres, with the circle of rice being 61% wider than the curry placed on top. That's all from me, now over to Tom Newton with the sports.
Hello Warwick, here are some of the highlights from this week's sport. First up, we have some footage from this week's women's football match where the first team won 7-0 over the University of Leicester. We go to Tim Arstall, who spoke to the team's captain Justine Buckmeyer and Joanne Hauer.
Warwick got off to a great start. Rosie Deakins hit the post before some neat build-up play in the opposition half saw the ball break to Olivia Lunsdale. Olivia dinked the ball into on-form striker Rosie Deakins. Rosie producing a cool and well-placed finish. Captain Justin Buckmeyer added 2 more before an element of luck with a through ball allowed Rosie to nick the ball from the goalkeeper's grasp to claim her second goal of the game. Leicester came close on a number of occasions, but a combination of solid defending and missed opportunities saw Warwick keep a clean sheet. Joanne Hauer opened the scoring in the second half with a bullet header, putting Warwick 5 goals ahead. Phoebe Penfold saw a superb long-range effort denied by the crossbar, Jenny George unlucky to miss on the rebound. Leicester's woes were capped off by a goalkeeping error from a speculative cross, making the final score 7-0 to Warwick. Now girls, that was a great team performance. Justine, some real strength coming through in the team, as well as some really good individual performances. What are your thoughts overall? I
thought it was really good. To be fair, I think there were some amazing individual performances and some really good goals. The night we had Joe's first goal, amazing header, so I think there was a lot of strength and a lot of promise for the future really in the next few games. And
obviously after the performance today, with Derby playing next week, you guys are top of the table. Woo woo! So what do you think about your chances of winning this season?
I think we can, as in like the Derby game, like it's the only one we lost, and that was literally when we just had so many injured, so many players out, half our team wasn't there. So hopefully, like once they come here and once they come home, we'll literally demolish them, and then we'll just get our lead back. So I think it's looking good.
Just quickly, being a part of a sport like women's football, a really quickly growing sport after the Olympics, it's getting really big, getting a lot of coverage. What's that like, just to have that?
Yeah, no, it's good, because I think it definitely gets more people interested. Like we've had loads more development people, loads more people who have been playing since they're younger. So I think it does really up the standard. It's made our like team more competitive as well, hasn't it?
I think we're getting more like noticed in Warwick sport.
Yeah.
I think generally people are more interested in playing, and it just feels quite like its own thing. It's not just, oh, you just played because your brothers played.
Yeah,
you're playing.
It feels like playing because we like the sport.
So.
Firstly, in the club's only match this week, Warwick's Rugby League first men's team won 44-4 in a match with Loughborough. In an away match against rivals University of Birmingham, Warwick's water polo men's team brought home victory with a final score of 13-3. It was a resounding victory for the women's first tennis team, as they took a whopping 12-0 victory against Birmingham. Also, in a close volleyball match this week, Warwick's first men's team cinched a 3-2 win against Loughborough. Finally, special recognition to Bucks Team of the Week, Badminton First Men's, following their 5-3 win against Nottingham. That's all from us here at Warwick TV. You can check out more information on all our stories by visiting our website, tv.warwick.ac.uk, or our Facebook page, facebook.com/WarwickTV. See you next week.